Wen Yifan slowly walked over to Sang Yan. Then, little by little, she gently rested her head against him. That single action made Sang Yan's heart race uncontrollably. After secretly loving her for 8 long years, he was completely caught off guard. Even his voice trembled when he tried to speak. But Wen Yifan still didn't say a single word. She simply lifted her arms slowly and quietly wrapped them around him. To Sang Yan, this moment felt almost too unreal to believe. Only when tears slipped down from the corner of Wen Yifan's eyes did he realize something was wrong with her emotions. Confused and at a loss, Sang Yan wanted to comfort her, but after hesitating for a long time, he quietly lowered his hand again. Not long after, Wen Yifan slowly loosened her embrace and silently walked back toward her room, leaving Sang Yan standing there alone in a daze. That night, Wen Yifan slept restlessly on and off, but Sang Yan stayed awake the entire night. As for what had happened the night before, Wen Yifan had absolutely no memory of it. The next morning, she stared at the messages Sang Yan had sent her with complete confusion. The two of them kept sending question marks back and forth. Half angry and half helpless, Sang Yan finally sent her a thumbs-up emoji. Wen Yifan became even more confused. In the end, she could only interpret it as some kind of encouragement. Still unwilling to let it go, Sang Yan blocked Wen Yifan on the sofa early the next morning, just as she was about to leave for work. In a hurt and aggrieved tone, he directly asked her what she meant by all of this. Completely unaware of what had happened, Wen Yifan could only apologize first. Sang Yan mistakenly assumed she was apologizing for last night's hug, so he deliberately acted generous and pretended to forgive her. But seeing how casually she brushed it off made Sang Yan suddenly feel like he had been taken advantage of. What he didn't know was that Wen Yifan genuinely had no memory of sleepwalking the night before, and the reason she ended up in that emotional state was because she had visited her mother earlier that day. To her surprise, the aunt she feared and hated most was also there. Even worse, that aunt shamelessly demanded that Wen Yifan pay for her son's future wedding apartment. When Wen Yifan looked toward her silent mother beside her, the last tiny illusion of maternal love left in her heart completely shattered. The overwhelming emotional pressure eventually triggered her sleepwalking episode, and it was this boy, warm and bright like the sun, who unknowingly pulled her back out of the darkness. That evening after returning home, still unable to let things go, Sang Yan deliberately used a friend's problem as an excuse to subtly question Wen Yifan. He casually asked, "If someone hugged my friend, then acted like nothing happened the next day, isn't that irresponsible enough to call the police?" But Wen Yifan calmly replied, "It was just a hug. That shouldn't be serious enough for that, right?" Sang Yan froze completely. At that moment, all the feelings he had been overthinking suddenly made him feel like a complete fool in her eyes.